Okay, it is 10:33. I got caught on the computer writing. We're going to give this a stretch. I did check it, sorry, at half an hour, but it was, it hasn't moved. I'm just using the distilled water for my hands. On this recipe, I'm updating the blog as I go. And like I mentioned, I will continue to do the experiments with the sourdoughs. I'm going to have to figure out the computer space as well as kitchen space. All right. So I'll take this off for now. Like I said, 10:34. Put this over here. I did check the temperature. It was 0 degrees the last time I checked. Okay, this isn't really stretchy. It might be coming back. All these bubbles. Ow. Stiff. Very, very stiff. I will be coming back. Interesting. Okay. I'm just going to leave her alone. In my head, I'm already adjusting this recipe. Let's see how it turns out, but my gut instinct tells me that this should be 3 cups, maybe 3.5 max for where I am. But hey, I was watching a lot of other videos and they were all doing similar. 7. I was just working on the video that I'm putting up. This will be part 2. I've already done 1 fold. Or sort of more of a tug. Let me quickly wash my hands. Ring off. here. All right. So the hydration is better. I don't know how people think that this is the easier. I truly don't. I'm gonna do this again. If you do not get enough gluten structure, which this does not have, you will not have great crumb. All right, that'll do. Sorry, I'm not folding. I'm here. I will show you. I didn't realize that the camera wasn't showing it. I want to touch this. This is a very low hydration dough. So doing a stretch in the bowl isn't working. So I am stretching this way. Because if you do not get gluten forming, that ripping, that means you do not have gluten strength. But it's easier to handle this dough. Truthfully, you could knead it on the counter. Which if I wasn't trying to keep things consistent, I would do it. I'm still stretching. I am still stretching. Okay, that's all right. I got plenty more videos planned for the long haul to help people. All right. Back in she goes. I'm going to try another recipe. I might just... How much room do I have in the freezer? I can also share bread. All right, we'll wait until after the island shows up. I'm going to try another version after I've done this too. There's nothing wrong with this. But I would still reduce the bread by minimum half a cup. The recipe mixture. I would take it to 3.5 cups. But I sort of just had a look at what other folks were doing. And I will go to the weight system once the island is here too. Because, like I said, I've been doing this for over a decade. That's the second stretch. It is now 11:52 on my coffee maker. Vivi will be back. So I just added some more bits to my blog. I've updated YouTube. I'm trying to keep it all cohesive, meaning making sure that it all makes sense. Between being the artistic personality, the bread baking person, the herb lady of Ogden, which is a story unto itself. And let's go back to stretching. I wonder how this puppy's doing. See, this looks like bread. This is quite chilled, the water. It's okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to use both hands. I I want you guys to see what I'm doing. I will improve upon the video production. I think I mentioned I'm getting an island. I'm so excited about it. To have that extra little bit for storage and baking. And I do make crescent rolls, depending on how you pronounce them. It's something I can do in a few months, once I got this all sorted. Okay. I really do feel that this is just too much flour. Or not enough water. I'm gonna check something. I may just need this. Well, it's an experiment. This is very low hydration dough. It is truly low hydration dough. This is going to be a very dense bread. Maybe that'll help. My regular sourdough is 2.5 cups. Again, once I get the scale thing out, I will do the comparison so that you don't have to. I think this is more like pizza dough than anything else. Here. No matter what, if I don't get a gluten structure in this puppy, it won't rise anyway. Well, it'll rise. You won't get a lot of crumb. It's a great way to get abs too. Kneading bread. Okay. Let's see how that works. All right. I cleaned up. I think I'm leaving this for an hour. It is nowhere near where it needs to be for a gluten structure. In my humble opinion. All an experiment. This is why these videos work so well, because you can look at a recipe, look at a picture, see how pretty it is. But truthfully, unless you see somebody working it, how do you know? I will be the guinea pig. Come here. Oh, what a good girl. I know. Go get some water while I set up. Or go hide in the corner. Okay, we're just going to leave her alone. Okay, it is 3:13. Coming back to the dough. I'm going to give her another stretch. While I was writing in the blog, about this experience because I'm getting a heck of an arm workout on this. There is a difference between bread flour and all-purpose flour, folks. So it is, I went back and I checked the recipe that I nabbed this from. They didn't mention whether it was AP or baking, bread baking flour. So how would you know? Although, there's some movement before I go in there. There is moisture. It has risen a little, but not a lot. I'm still gonna okay. We're gonna do it this way. Oh, it's softer. All right. This is a shoulder and back workout now. The air, I can feel it in there. But I'm still worried about the gluten structure. All-purpose flour has less protein than the bread baking flour. So in England they call it strong flour. I didn't do a lot of baking in England though. All right. Yeah, did you hear that pop? So there is some formation. All right. This dough recipe, so the 400, sorry, not 400, I apologize. The 4 cups of flour is, I think, from a high hydration area, like we're talking equator. That's my guess. I wouldn't know for sure. But there we go. So now 317. My typical sourdough at 2.5 cups of flour, I would have been able to stretch it up to my head. So this is very low hydration. I will do another version. I can't keep baking bread. But again, I've mentioned this is going to be a year, so I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to quickly wipe down the counter. We're not kneading this. We're just going to stretch it out a few times. Put it in the bassinet and let it ferment for the rest of today and probably overnight. I suspect this is going to be a long ferment. Not having worked with this particular recipe before, but there. She is fully hydrated. Okay, sorry, using my washed my hands and then dipped them in the distilled water. Yeah. the gluten is formed. You can now feel it. There's still some tearing, so it's not perfect. But hear the bubbles? Those squeaks? That means that the fermentation is happening, but it's relatively new from what I can feel. So squeaks. Squeaks good. Really one of the toughest doughs I have worked with in a very long time. And I am not a weak woman. All right. Oh, Talia, just be a second, love. Bad timing. Who's going to form the ball? And most of you, I think, I've seen many of us do this before. This is a tough dough. I'm not going to recommend this. Well, it's not true. I'll wait to see how it lands. But for working, not a fan. Seriously not a fan. But that's okay. This is how we learn, right? It's just, here. It just breaks too easy. Good news is, though, it does not stick to the counter. Not even a little. So, depending on your purposes. I don't have space for the stand mixer. Maybe that's what this is designed for. All right. Is what it is. We're going to sprinkle it with a bit of rice flour. I am never doing this again. Even if this is the most beautiful loaf on the face of the planet, I am never working with this dough recipe again. Okay. That is not good. we'll simply have to see how it works out. Recognizing, of course, this is not bread dough. Flour. It is bread dough. It is not bread flour. I have a bad habit of doing that. So that's why I think my written instruction is always better than my verbal. Excuse me, cats. Boys? Okay, well, this is coming to an end. Mostly because I got the cats to contend with. 20 minutes of kneading dough is really all you should need. Haha, no pun intended. But even with the stretching, this is too tight. All right. So we're going to let her rest. I suspect this won't need a lot. No, it will not. In the batonette. Yeah, it's a lump. Okay, so I'm going to cover it as soon as I find that black thing. The cap. Please. We're going to let it ferment overnight in the fridge. That was almost 8 minutes of kneading. Still probably not enough. But I do have to get on with other things, so it's had the same amount of attention as the other bread recipes that I've created. 425 in the fridge she goes. I will check on it later tonight. If it has completely filled things up and started to press against the top of this, then I will bake it tonight. But I don't know how this one's going to react. Just going to check some things. Yeah, okay. We shall see.